During the collective bargaining meeting with the City of San Antonio, Association negotiator Craig Dietz took exception to the city's position of making this contract only about active duty health care.
Still concerned about Betty's comment last time that y'all wanted to proceed on nothing but health insurance, because, you know, and get that more or less done before we even talked about anything else. That makes no sense to me, as I indicated then. And so I think we need to have a general discussion about how we're going to negotiate during this period, because obviously the goal is to get an agreement that's an entire collective bargaining agreement, and health insurance is only one article of a very long agreement.
I think we all agree with that, and as I said today, I thought we would get into an agreement about the ground rules, and we have exchanged those. I believe that it is completely public knowledge that the concerns about health care are primary and are very important to the city. And I don't believe we've ever said that it is the only thing we will talk about.
Well, Betty did say that. I mean, she said exactly that, and I think her words are on tape, that she wanted to talk about nothing but health insurance until we got an agreement on that in the can, and then we would move to other issues. The problem with that, of course...
As I said, we all know that it's something that's very important to the city.
The commentary referred to by Dietz was made during the February 17th pre-bargaining meeting. During that exchange, the attorneys were attempting to coordinate meeting times to make the best use of information derived from a healthcare working group called for by the current police contract and convened at the request of the Police Association.
Our suggestion, this ties into your question about calendaring, our suggestion is that that group begin work as early as next week, the work group, and that it complete its work by the end of February, and that we begin the bargaining right after that in early March, and that we tackle insurance first, the benefits that are going to be discussed by the work group. Try to get through that as a major item, and then, assuming that we can get through that, then discuss other items that maybe the parties would like to look at in the agreement.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't it, sir?
Because we've got if you count today as the first day of negotiations, and this is the kind of thing I think we need to talk about, then we've got a 60-day negotiation period, and you're talking about not even starting to do the actual work of negotiation until early March, when the negotiation period would end around about March the 24th, and you're talking about holding every other issue that we might want to negotiate hostage until we come to some sort of agreement on health insurance, and that makes no sense at all.
Well, I guess I didn't finish what I was going to say.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you had.
Well, this is actually addressed in the ground rules, or it usually would be, is that we would...
You don't have any ground rules.
That's right, we don't.
We're doing this because we know that the mayor's task force is also doing it, and we felt like because of the way the contract's written, it's more appropriately done in the working group. And so for that reason, we thought we would get it started, because I think that your side has already kind of telegraphed that you're interested in changing the health insurance situation. So I wanted to get that going, but I don't propose that we not talk about other topics until we get that item ironed out, because I think that's going to be potentially a difficult item, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. My team can direct me otherwise, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me to hold up negotiations on everything else.
We're not interested in that approach, because it's the city's belief that this year is the year of health benefits. And if we don't reach agreement on health benefits, the rest of the things don't matter if we've reached agreement. So we need to tackle the most difficult issue first.
So let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly, and I assume you're speaking for the city.
Yes, sir.
And so what you're telling me is that if we don't accede to some pretty major changes that you're talking about with regards to health insurance, that you're not prepared to reach an agreement. So you're going to hold the agreement hostage to one article.
I didn't even say that.
And you consider, that's exactly what you said, and I just want to know if you consider that good faith bargaining.
I consider it good faith when the parties put the most important. It's very important to the membership. It's important to the city when the...
And we'll talk about it early, and we'll talk about it often, and we will struggle to reach agreement on that issue with you, because we want to do that. But I don't anticipate, and I don't see the need to hold up discussions on every other issue. And the only reason you would do that is if the city has already decided to dig its heels in on that one issue and hold the entire contract hostage to that one issue. And I think you know that that's bad faith bargaining.